Hi everybody, this is Avrohom Czapnik from the Jewish Learning Exchange in Los Angeles. I hope you and yours are well, and I hope you had a wonderful Passover holiday, Pesach, which was both joyous and inspiring. This week's Torah portion is Parshat Shemini, and in it talks about several topics, including the topic of what is kosher. There are all different types of diets. There's low cholesterol, that's good for your body, but the kosher diet is good for your health, spiritual health, and allows you to become more sensitive to spirituality. And the Torah gives us some very clear criteria as examples. For example, the animals have to have two kosher signs. They both have to chew their cud. The animals have to chew their cud and have split hoofs. Fish have to have two kosher signs as well, scales and fins. And the birds have to be not birds of prey. And these have a tremendous impact on us as we are what we eat. There was a student who once was not doing well in school, and they went to a rabbi and they tried all different types of things to help him. And he was a bright boy and just didn't seem to work. And the rabbi said he must have been exposed to some non-kosher food. And they did an investigation. They found that was true. Now, kosher, of course, doesn't only mean the kosher signs. It also means there's kosher money too. And that doesn't have two signs. That has a simple criteria. Was the money earned honestly? And that's called kosher money. And that also has an impact. If we spend money for tuition for our children, but the money isn't kosher, that's going to impact them spiritually as well. And kosher today is an easier thing to do than it ever was. There are literally over 1 million products that are kosher around the globe. In the United States, 40% of packaged foods are certified kosher, mostly by the OU, that's a U inside an O, which is the Orthodox Union, the largest supervising agency, of kosher. The Klausenberger Rebbe was a great Hasidic master, and he was a Holocaust survivor. He unfortunately lost his family, and they wanted to train a cattle car going to Auschwitz, and they were starving. The Nazis did not give them any food. And when they came to Auschwitz, many people were running to eat, and the Klausenberger said, I'm going to try to keep kosher in the camp, which, by the way, by Jewish law, he was not required to do, because if a person is literally in danger of starving, then he can eat whatever he has. But the Klausenberger Rebbe tried. He said, I'm going to try. And when he made that commitment, a man came over to him and said, Rabbi Halberstam, that was his name, is that you? He said, yes. He says, and he gave him a loaf of bread. And he took it as a sign from heaven that he should keep kosher and try to keep kosher in the camp. And he did, all the years he was there. Sometimes he fasted. Sometimes he traded his soup for bread. But he managed to do an unbelievable feat of being able to keep kosher in the camp. And the question we have to ask ourselves is, do we have the same commitment to having kosher money and having kosher food? And like I said, there are millions of products that we can use. Restaurants in Los Angeles, there's under the supervision of the RCC, Rabbinical Council of California, the RCC, and the OK, the kosher laboratories, a person can manage quite well to keep kosher. So may we have a commitment from Parshat Shemini that tells us which animals are kosher and which fish are kosher and which birds are kosher. May we have a commitment to do the right thing and keep kosher, even if it's sometimes inconvenient. And even if some of our favorite dishes are not kosher, but we're going to work on it and raise our level of spirituality through the physical by being careful to keep kosher. Have a wonderful Shabbos and all the best.